At our last Queer DA meeting, we talked about the fact that the Tea Party was going to have a rally in the Boston Common on Sunday, and that some very despicable people were going to be talking. We decided not to go as Occupy Boston, but many of us were going to go anyway. I know frightfully little about the Tea Party, so I looked them up online, read over their list of values, and decided, hey, I like that, and decided to go as an interested citizen. I made myself a sign saying, money out of politics and why does Mitt Romney pay lower taxes than I do? Then marched down to the Common and started to talk to everybody I could, pointing out my values and asking them why they were here, what they cared about.
Mitt Romney's investing in stocks and bonds.
Well, I expect him to pay the same taxes. He is responsible just like me.
Gay clubs in the middle schools and indoctrination sections in kindergarten and
Adam
grade.
and Eve, not Adam and Steve.
Where they bring.
PBS had a promo about a couple of years ago. They said, if PBS doesn't do it, who will? And I'm sitting listening to that and I'm thinking, only the Discovery Channel, the Atlantic Channel, the History Channel, and everybody else is doing the same kind of thing that PBS is doing. Why do we need them?
Freedom and responsibility, patriotism and morality, liberty and independence all go together. You cannot have one without the other. 2 Corinthians 3:17.
I didn't think much of what many of the speakers had to say, but it was Scott Lively whom I was most concerned about.
Open homosexuals are distinct from everybody else, men and women, in being exceptionally brutal and savage. Really, very dangerous people. And your proof, Adolf Hitler used homosexual soldiers because they were more savage than natural men.
How high up did homosexuality go in the Nazi Party?
It was at the top. Hitler was a homosexual. His inner circle was always filled with homosexuals. His bodyguards were homosexual. His chauffeur was homosexual. The Nazis were not only gay, the Nazis met in a gay bar.
So, while Scott was getting ready to speak, a number of people showed up to protest his views on homosexuality. It remained calm for a while, and then...
We talked to the 20
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Women won't be slaves again.
We talked to the 20 throughout the country. What we do is we make a deal with them. So wait a minute, we have our occupied people are here.
This picture appeared on Channel 4 News. I believe the officer is going back for retraining right now. Otherwise, it was a calm day. The police stayed out of the way, and it was a war of words between the Tea Partiers and the protesters.
And let me tell you something else. I think the Boston police are acting in a disgraceful way. You can bet your life that if it were the other way around, as it was when the Occupy people were running around town, that it would be 100% different, as we saw.
We value freedom! We value freedom! And then yet all people are created equal! We value love! Compassion! And empathy!
why was Scott Lively there? Almost everyone I talked to mentioned that they had a gay friend or a gay relative, and that they had nothing against people being gay.
This book that tells us how to treat each other, this book that tells us how to have a civilization, and this book that tells us that sodomy is a sin against God. This is the book that tells us those things. This is the book that tells us that all sex belongs inside of marriage. Look at the signs. They're claiming to be victims. They are claiming to be victims. They are victimizing you, and they're victimizing every American that agrees with our point of view. They will not allow it to be spoken, because the truth is so powerful, it will destroy their movement and their agenda.
Get your hatred out of here! Racist, sexist, anti-queer! Get your hatred out of here! Racist, sexist, anti-queer! Get your hatred out of here!
As he left the stage, Scott Lively walked past me. I stopped him, told him that these were my friends, my peers, my fellow human beings back there, and that he was an evil, evil man. I stayed around to the end, talking about fiscal issues and corporate malfeasance, then wandered home, tired but content.